Hey, it's David Benjamin from Healthy Wild Free. Today I want to share with you a very valuable lesson that I learned in regards to footwear, your shoes, and how it connects to your posture. One of my first jobs was working at a shoe store, and at the time I had no understanding of how footwear affected your posture because that wasn't something I was trained in. Even though I worked at the headquarters, the shoe store, and learned a lot, they never talked about posture and how function of shoes affects the biomechanics of your feet, your ankles, your legs, even going up your spine, your back, all the way to your neck. There was no awareness for me. It wasn't until years later where I was wearing a pair of shoes that had a heel, the back that was elevated, and then in the front crunched my toes together really closely, that I learned that these were not the shoes for me. Main reason being I was in pain with every step that I took. So what I learned was I need to wear footwear, I need to wear shoes that are biomechanically friendly to myself and to my posture. So what I learned was that there are shoes out there, and one company in particular that I really like now is a company called Xero shoes, Xero shoes, and they make their footwear to be biomechanically friendly. What does that mean? It means it is created in such a way that it enhances your posture and strengthens your posture as opposed to being a sort of crutch or brace and weakening your posture. So there's a few key things I want to teach you and share with you here. The first one being the toe box. The toe box is the front of the shoe, and as you can see with Xero shoes, this toe box is wider than most shoes. Most shoes have a toe box that crunches your toes together, and it just constricts your toes and movement. What this does is reduces your flexibility, reduces your mobility, and even reduces the strength of your feet and your toes because your feet and toes have little muscles in them. So by crunching them all together, you're relying on the shoe for movement as opposed to strengthening and giving your feet mobility, strength, and flexibility. So that's the first valuable thing that Xero shoes does differently in the design of their shoes. The second thing is, you may be able to recognize it, but this shoe is completely flat from the front to the back and the back to the front. Most shoes have an elevated heel and then they go down to the toes. This creates an artificial forward momentum with your feet and with your shoes that ultimately weakens your ankles and your legs and everything. So what I like about Xero shoes, what they do differently, their shoes are barefoot mimicking minimalist shoes. What does that mean? Barefoot mimicking means it's essentially like you're walking barefoot. Your toes have room and your heel isn't elevated. Just like you're barefoot, your shoes should just fit around that, not try to change them into different directions. So that's the first thing. And then they're minimalist shoes, meaning they're lightweight. These shoes are incredibly light and they crink up into a ball. So they're incredibly flexible. So they rely on the flexibility, mobility, and strength of your feet to move your body as opposed to the shoe being a brace or a crutch. So I just wanted to share this video because your posture is strongly correlated to your health and well-being. Your nervous system, your lymphatic system, and your circulation are all codependent on healthy posture. And if you have healthy posture, your nervous system, lymphatic system, and circulation will flow more freely and be more open, and you won't have you're less likely, at least I'll say, to have pinched nerves or restricted blood flow or restricted lymphatic movement of lymphatic fluid. So I really like Xero shoes because it's the most biomechanically friendly shoe, and it allows me to strengthen my posture, my flexibility, and mobility while maintaining my strength, and that goes not only from my foot and ankle, but to my knees and the spine and my lower back all the way up to my neck. And posture is incredibly important for health and wellness. So visit Xero shoes, Xero Xero shoes below. They have sandals, boots, walking shoes. I just got these, are brand new. I love them. I love the color. They're incredibly comfortable, literally the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn. And I'm really grateful that they exist, because if they didn't, I don't know what I would do, honestly. So check out the link below. If you need a pair of shoes, pick them up. If you don't, click the link below and bookmark it for when you do need a pair of shoes, because this is definitely the company of shoes that will support your health and well-being and your posture in general. Thanks a lot for your time. This is David Benjamin from Healthy Well Free, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.